Hi, how you doing? I'm Barry. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, I'm going to explain a little bit to you. I'm a beginner quilter, and the title of this video is how quilting has transformed my retirement journey. And let me explain that a little bit. I didn't wake up one day when I was 20 years old and decide I was going to be a quilter. Was really it was on my mind. I liked quilting. I actually took a quilting class one time in the 90s, one class one time, but I just put it aside and said, that's not for me. But let me tell you, um, I was in the office as an electrician. I've been an electrician for I was almost, and I'll get to that point, almost 40 years. I was an electrician, but I was in the office for probably the last 12 to 15 years. I was in the office as a estimator and a project manager, and I think I put on like 10 pounds every year for those 12 to 15 years. So I got to be a pretty good sized guy, and I thought, well, for my health reasons, I've got to do something because at this rate, I'm going to be way out in the orbit here if I keep on going. So I decided that the last few years of my retirement, I was going to go back out in the field with another company as an electrician because, electricians are pretty active. We climb up and down ladders, constantly walking. So I thought, wow, that's a good way for me to put in my time, get in shape, and retire, go out into the sunset. I had no idea what that meant. And I was soon found out that there's such a thing as ageism. I don't know if that's a word, but they don't want, especially in the construction industry, in my belief, my opinion, they don't want a 57, 58-year-old guy when for the same amount of money, you can hire a 30-year-old. And so I noticed that they were doing little tricks to push me aside, give more responsibility, give more things. And I was fine with that because I just wanted to do my job, go home, because after years in the office, all the pressure, that's where I got this gray hair. That and my daughter, you did, caused me to get gray hair. And, the pandemic happened. They offered me an early retirement and I took it. So I retired at 57 and a half. I'm now 61. So I retired and I thought between 57 and a half, I get a small pension, but when I, get 62 or whenever I decide to take it, I'll get Social Security, I'll be fine. And I'll just do little side hustle jobs between 57 and a half and time I get Social Security. Well, I started doing loan signing. I was a notary, and I would go to people's houses that wanted to refinance their houses. That's when the rates were down to 2% to 3%. That's how I started this channel. 2017, I think I started this channel, but 2019 I was doing, and 2020 I was doing loan signings, and I was making so much money doing that. That was another reason that pushed me over the edge to go ahead and retire, because I was making as much or more money doing loan signings as I was working as an electrician. So I took my retirement from that, plus I started loan signing. Life was good. And then the pandemic happened, and I remember the month and the year. It was February of 2022. Interest rates went up. That industry died overnight. There was nothing to be had. There were so many notaries out there. There was no work. So there went my side business. So the last couple of years, I've been sort of, I would say, in a depression. What you expected to do when you retired, retire, sit on on your lazy boy, or go out in the garden and work all the time. That's a really nice theory, but it isn't going to happen. Well, the lazy boy did, and that causes more health issues than sitting behind a desk, I'll tell you. So I'm fast forwarding to today. Sorry about the long spiel. Um, I was getting depressed, and I was like, I've got to find. I listen to a lot of motivational tapes, and one of the guys I was watching was a guy named Gary V. I don't suggest you watch him to be motivational, but he said, find your passion. And I was like, man, what is my passion? And that's what my point is with you today. It doesn't have to be quilting. It can be anything you want to be. But if you're retired and you're like me and depression was taking over, find a passion and then go for it. And so one day I just said, you know what? I really like quilting. I like everything about it. I like the history of it. I love how you piece things together. I love the cutting. Not so much the free motion or the actual quilting, but I like the piecing part. Maybe when I get good at it, I'll like the actual quilting part. But so here we are. Fast forward to right now. This is my third video of me recording videos of me trying to put, I guess I'm trying to make a little mini quilt as one of my first ones, and I'm starting at simple blocks and working my way up to more complex blocks. And for this quilt, I have a bunch of green and white fabric. I'm just going to sew it together, make different blocks out of it, and let's just see what we can do. So the first video I just did a regular half square triangle. That was the first video. The second video, which was my last video, I did a 9 patch, which this is 9. You can do different configurations of this. Oh, and by the way, I went out and bought a rotary cutting mat, and I like this so well. Let me just tell you here. This is a 4.5-inch square. This is a 4.5-inch ruler, and I put these little stickies on here. I can just cut this, rotate it, cut it, rotate it, cut it. I think that's fantastic for getting accurate cuts. Tell me what you think about it. But anyways, that was last video. I'm going to show you what I did yesterday. This is called a friendship star. Now the friendship star, they tell me, is an old traditional star, block that was made. A lot of people signed them. They'd have quilting bees. They would sign them, give them away. But anyways, this is like, to me, the next step up. It's got half square triangles. It's just got solids in there. There's a solid, and it's got 5 solids and 4 half square triangles. Now, if you'll notice here, I did not hit my my corners on this one. This one was just a trial. I wasn't very very good. So let's see if we can lay this out. And again, I appreciate everyone's comments. I know that I don't do everything exactly the way they should. I'll get better. Some things I'm not going to change. Like for instance, I talked about the ham in the last video. Some people have always used pins. I like clips. So I'm going to try to sew these two together, and then I'll come back and add this one. Then I'll do this row and then this row. So let's put these together. Let's turn on our sewing machine. Now this one, I got a 1/4-inch guide. I just bought that. I want to see if this helps me be better. And my new motto is slow down. I seen that on the Quilting Marine. I watch him slow down. So let's see how we do it. This is how we do it. All right. I like it so far. Now I'll add this one to this, and I'm going a little bit fast for this video because you guys still make me nervous. I'm still not used to it. I'm trying to learn to edit videos better. So this will happen over time. And also I wanted to talk to you about, this is not a learning channel. If you're here to learn, you probably, you need to look other places because I'm not the best teacher. But what I hope to do, I hope that I can inspire you. That's what the hopes of this channel is. I hope that, you know, it inspires you to live your passion. I know somebody that commented today or yesterday said that they sewed for many years and then put it down, but they watched my channel and they've started sewing again, and that makes me feel really good. And I'm really, if that's what becomes of this channel, then fantastic. But I'm sort of just documenting my journey because here's two things I like to do. I'm liking to quilt, and I like to make videos. I'm going to try to get better at both of them. So, yay. So not all, but create videos is not my passion. I like to do it. But yeah, this is like taking two things that I really like to do and just adding them together. Maybe this is something you want to do. I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't hunt, I don't fish. Let's see how this works. I'm liking it. We'll see when I press these. What else can I tell you about me? Well, you know, I have my dog Steve. I've had him for, he's 5 years old this month, December. He's 5 years old. I've had him. I don't know what he is. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I am single. I've been married before, and I was divorced. I have 2 kids. They're both grown. I have 2 grandkids. And like I said, I'm not the popular grandpa now that, you know, I think that's how I got the name of the channel, Barry Quilts, is like, it's more of a exclamation mark. You know that Barry quilts. So that's how that name come out. Barry Quilt. Barry Quilts? Yeah, Barry Quilts. That's what they're telling me. So, okay, let's see how we're doing here. We got these laid out here. Give me a few minutes. I'm going to press these, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I sort of cheated on you. I went ahead and I sewed the other 2 rows together and pressed it up. I'm a little embarrassed of my pressing. I don't want you to see it. Not yet. You'll see it later on. But some of my points are better. I still need to work on, you know, this one here was really good. This one not so much. Yeah. It's better than it was yesterday, but this still needs to be desired. But you know what? I'm just starting out. This is one of many I plan to do. Let me tell you this. I've had this for several years. I bought it from Wally World. It's a ironing mat. And I put my wool on top of that, and my heat issues underneath have went away. So I'm really happy. I think that's going to be my setup temporarily as far as that. Now, going forward, I am as of tomorrow, going to start working on my sewing room. It is a disaster area right now. It needs gutted, painted, and everything. My grandson's coming over for a small fee. He's going to help me out, but he's 11. I don't mind painting. He's going to help me clean it out. We're going to start on that tomorrow. So, excuse me. I hope to be able to move all this, hopefully by the end of next week, into my new sewing room where I can then concentrate on making a lot more piecing, making more videos if you care to watch. Like I said, it's always good for a laugh. I just, like I said, oh, and by the way, I got my top. I've had this top. I was trying it without it, but it does help to have this extra table here. I hope that I'm inspiring to you. If you're in a depression, find your passion. Now I'm going to tell you, there's somebody I know, they like trains. And I told them, young guy, I said, if that's what you really like, you need to focus on that, not focusing on other things. Focus on your passions, and you'll be a lot happier in life when you do that. You know, like I said, this ain't work. This is what, oh, I seen this sign, I want to get it. It says, this is not my hobby, it's my passion. Boy, if I find that in a thing to hang on the wall, I'm going to do it. But until then, just remember to follow your passion and make memories, because memories are what's most important. I'll see you later. Bye.